Welcome to ADTV, and today you catch up with us at Hadlow College, and we've been invited to take a closer look at exactly what goes on here. And it's more importantly, we're concentrating on the Fisheries department, and we've been invited down to a spawning day. So for me personally, being an angler, obviously we see it in the wild all the while, but most of us out there catching these fish potentially don't know how some of the lives start in situations like this, and without this our fishing probably wouldn't be as good. So I'm not going to pretend to know that I know what's going on. We've got Brian, we've got James, these guys do know what's going on, so it's over to them to talk you through exactly what today's about. So if we start with yourself, Brian, just talk us through a little bit of exactly what you're doing today and how the process works from perhaps start to finish with the life of these carp.
Right, the carp basically are the brood stock are kept in the hatchery at all times, all year round, and they're kept at correct temperatures and fed the correct feeds until we're ready to spawn. So we basically select a spawning date, feed appropriately beforehand, and then we take the fish that we're going to spawn and put them into the quarantine tanks, just where James does.
Usually in the wild they're using natural stimuli like the day length and the temperature, whereas we've got that set, but we're just triggering in the next stage with hormones so we can predict it and they can spawn exactly when we want them to.
That's it, so you do it when you're ready then basically. And then I've seen from there you get the carp out of the tanks into anaesthetising tanks?
Yes.
Is that just to make it easier?
Yes, to make the fish much calmer, make it much easier to handle, much easier strips, and obviously better welfare for the fish and obviously safety for us and the students as well.
And then I've seen you've got covered this morning, it's quite funny actually, but so then you start off with the males first, is it? You milk the males first?
Yeah, so we take the milk from the males first, that's stored in the fridge, so it's nice and basically stable, and then we can take the eggs from the females. Okay,
and then this bit really did shock me, how much one female can hold it, like at once. It was just so much.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, over 100,000 eggs per kilogram of body weight of fish. Right. So some of the fish we're spawning were 5 kilos today, so nearly 500,000 eggs per female. Yeah. Of
course, that is a lot. And then from there, this is the best bit, your students stood there for about an hour and a half, stirring the whole solution together. So you mix them together, and then you put another, what's the liquid solution?
It's a fertilisation solution, so that prolongs the life of the sperm, allowing for better mixing, better fertilisation. Okay. And like I said, that takes an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Yeah. What is the reason for the movement?
Well, it takes just to basically mix them nice and slowly, so the eggs have time to fertilise and also to swell up and harden, so they're strong enough basically.
I must admit, it was a painstaking process, but it was quite funny to watch.
No, it's really good. It's better off to spend the time and quality now getting it right.
Exactly,
because that's going to set up your fish farm for the rest of the year.
It's a lot of time wasted. And then from there, the mixing's done, the fertilised hopefully, they go into the tubes.
Yeah, the Zuga jars to incubate.
And then they sit in there for how long? And that's constantly moving now,
it's constantly moving. So to start with, very slow turnover to get oxygen to the eggs, and then over the course of 3 days at 23 degrees, they should start to begin to hatch.
Cool. And then they go into the tank that's next door, and they're in there for
another couple of days. Once they're ready to start feeding, we move them into the raceway system.
And then I think this is where you mentioned earlier, Brian. From there, you've got 3 longer tanks, where literally thousands of miniature carp will be, and you get your students to hand size and pick them to grade them into different sizes.
Yes, we do. Yeah, because the carp are hierarchical feeders, they will cannibalise quite highly. So we have to grade them onto a small, medium and large, and it almost has to be done on a daily basis by our students. So our students will literally be hands-on with hundreds of thousands of carp throughout the summer months. And then once they've gone there and they've grown up to, they're large enough to be transported to our farm facility, which we have up at Grove Farm. We're very lucky to have a 2-acre mixed course lake and then 2 acres of growing on ponds. So the students actually get involved in the whole pond preparation as part of their farming unit. So they'll do all the preparation of the ponds, and then they get involved in the transportation, all the legislation, everything like that. So they learn the whole process from start to finish.
Yeah, I must admit they've been great to watch, and they know exactly what's going on. But hopefully, what you guys have been doing today, those are going to be little micro carp and living a happy life. Maybe caught as a British record one day, you never know. But I'll quickly touch on as well, you've got a couple of other fish here, some tilapia, and I really like these catfish. I think you've got some good footage of those.
Yeah.
What are they here for? Are they just for research purposes?
Yeah, again, they're for our students because these have become a very popular food fish. The tilapia and the African walking catfish, which we've had some fun with today. Our students learn how to breed them, so again, especially our degree students, when they graduate, they go around the world working on farms from Africa, Thailand, all around the world. So they need the experience of working on not just with the fish, but the relevant industry standard equipment, so the drum filters, everything like that. So they understand the cleaning, the maintenance, and obviously the welfare and the feeding and the husbandry of these animals.
It's amazing what goes on here, how many jobs it can set people out for, even across the globe as well. So thank you very much, guys. It's been really good.
Pleasure.
We're going to have a walk around, and hopefully you've got some carp going very soon.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.